Chase the money, chase the money, chase the money.
Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back to another episode of CTG, where we chase the game, not the bag. Because chase the game, the bag will follow. That's what you need to chase, baby. Let's go. Shout out our sponsors, Altura. Got to get a little non-alcoholic beverage. They need to send us some more because mine's empty. I got a hat, but we're rocking W because W's in gasoline. We're going here. W.
Great flavor.
You're
Great flavor.
get a little. I had a little bit, but it's done now. So we'll. I don't know why I put my mic there, but all right. Let's get into it. All right, we're missing some of the fellas. So some of the fellas that were supposed to be here. I know Adam, Mount Pleasant Hall of Famer, Adam Johns. He's on a business trip right now, out of town, and then Danny D is he had to attend to some other important things that he didn't tell me until the last minute, but that's here nor there. You know, it is what it is. It happens, right? So whatever. But my main dogs over here live to amuse with all the bets. We got Lehigh Legend represent because he's a legend over at Lehigh.
Yes, sir.
If y'all know, Lehigh is a great school, and this man is a legend over there. So, shout out.
Love it.
Shout out. All right. So, obviously, we just got back from snowboarding up this weekend. Nigel's first time snowboarding. We took him up there this weekend and got a little crazy on the slopes. Dude, oh my gosh. So, so it was like my bachelor trip, right? It was like my little bachelor trip, and it was like a last second kind of thing because Nigel hit me up about doing something this weekend, and I was like, you know what? He's looking to do something. I got an open spot. Let's go. And so it was the bachelor trip. All my groomsmen threw in and got me these goggles, right?
Yeah.
These new goggles. They're like meta goggles almost. It just doesn't have the camera, so it has this little like box right here, so I can see like compass, like in the hologram, and I can see how fast I'm going. Well, I go pretty fast on the snowboard, but it wasn't like beach wasn't groomed. App was a little bit better.
Yeah.
We went to Friday and Saturday. We went to beach, and I was riding with Nigel down this hill. This man was going 25 miles an hour. I get up there, but 25 for someone that doesn't know how to stop is fast. This bro is like going 25. I can see it literally says 25 miles an hour. And I'm like, oh shit. And then he just eats it, dude. He freaking clips the front of the toes, eats it. It was a fun time though. Well, we
The reason
shredded.
why I felt so much was because I'm like getting on the ski lift with like Chase, and we're going past the small hills and just not stopping.
Going all the way up to the top of
This
the
guy's
mountain.
you're acting like I've been like a snowboarder for like 5-10 years. I really just dove headfirst in, and I had a good time. Luckily, I didn't break anything. I do have a bruise on my arm from snowboarding.
Yeah, dude. Got a
That's
freaking
about it.
gnarly bruise. Dude,
That's about it.
chick ran right into him. He fell, and I was probably like 25, 30 yards away. I think maybe 40. But I like this chick flew past me, like going so fast. And I just remember thinking like, ooh, no, like thinking, oh, she's going right to Nigel. And he like turns and snowboard right to the freaking arm, dude. It's gnarly. Tricep. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I felt kind of
He
bad.
just came back from a trip too. You'll see him, but that man was in pain, bro.
Oh,
like, hell yeah.
Cuto.
It's painful.
Yeah,
Falling
skiing.
hurt. It's painful.
Yeah.
It's
I was
painful.
like, dang, man, he couldn't even lift his arm up. I was like, oh man, yeah.
It's tough doing that.
I got some similar stories, man.
I mean,
Snowboard for 3 days
I
is
wipe
like
out too
fuck,
hard.
man.
It sound dangerous. I still ain't gone, so I'll probably do the same thing when I go. But
Yeah.
damn,
You
We
gonna
gotta go
You gonna
sometime.
fall.
We gotta get a little group going. I know the
Yeah.
season's kind of on the back end. It's
Right,
supposed to. It's ending soon, but like
We'll do
we
different
get
types of
like
trips for that.
yeah, we should do like snowshoe West Virginia, bro. That's freaking legit. We get like a house, and then that way we can do like different things where we ski in, ski out type of deal. and there's plenty of like greens, there's blues, there's bars like along the slopes, bro. Dude, snowshoe West Virginia is so fun. Like I'm seriously like gonna put a group chat going, and anyways, let's get back to the show. I got a little sidetracked.
Shout out snowshoe.
Yeah, shout out. It's like a little 5-minute drive, so it's not too bad, but it's like a lot better. They groom it and stuff. But all right, let's get into it. So, shout out Bet Leveling Discord. You guys go check that out. Live to Muse going and his boy Garrett going and throwing in some heavy duty bets.
Garrett just dropped a $4,000 bet tonight.
I saw that. We'll throw that in there to get the link to it so they can see it. But you got to do what? You got to do the membership, or is he just threw it on Twitter?
He just threw that one on X. Yeah.
Bet. Okay, we'll throw that up for the crowd.
Use that funds to get the Discord. Shoot.
Yeah.
Might as well. Go. That's the way to do it.
We're making the money for you. We're making it for you.
Yeah, that's what you do. You know, we cash you out. Use that cash out. Come get VIP. Go get some investment. Go get some Altura. Go get some Dubby. Go do what you guys got to do, you know?
All that.
And you still got the house money to play with.
Honestly, though, like if you think about it, it is kind of an investment. You take this bet, you go throw that bet in hits, or you come in and look at other bets we were posting. It's basically an investment because you're going to make that money back 10 times.
Tenfold.
For March Madness, too, man. March Madness is going to be crazy, bro.
And March Madness is coming up. We'll hold off until next week, but because it's getting a little closer to March Madness. But boy, we got some good stuff. We got some good stuff in store. But but since obviously Danny D is not up here to do the updates, I can knock out these updates, see what we're going with. Obviously, you know, NFL news really is what I wanted to kind of focus on because I'm pretty sure it's the last day to franchise tag players, and I was watching the Pat McAfee show and how like players low-key don't want to be franchise tagged and stuff like that, which is crazy. We can talk more about that, but I know David Montgomery to the Texans, which is huge news. You said what?
Yeah, he was traded for a fifth-round pick, which is even
crazy. Fifth-round pick. Well, that is insane. Yeah. I mean, you got Gibbs, but like freaking how many times David Montgomery thrown in right at the goal line?
Yeah, CEO, and I think it just shows like what the running back market and value is. Like this guy 4 years, like before, you know, the year they drafted Mark Gibbs, he was a huge part of that team. They were both, I think, 1,000-yard rushers that year. Like he's still a great, like he's still like if the Panthers could have got that guy for a fifth-round pick and let Rico go, I know him and Chuba are kind of like a similar back, but that's a great value, I think, for the Texans. That makes them a lot better, I think, for losing not a lot.
Yeah, they kind of got the better end stick. And to your point about like the whole running back deal, I think like with Kenneth Walker winning MVP of the Super Bowl, and then him like not getting franchise tagged.
Yep.
Yeah, so I wonder where he could end up, and that could change a lot with the running back game. Get it back up to, you know, them getting a lot of money. You know, a lot of money. So 100%. I'm excited, and I saw some rumors Kenneth Walker going to the Panthers, but you know, you see that,
dude.
You know, in another life.
That would be tough, man. That would be tough. That'd be big time. Yo, man, that trade, dude. D-Mon.
Yeah, I know. I think the Texans need something going. I don't know what they're going to do with quarterback.
I don't know if you're going to bring that up, bro. But dude.
No, yeah, of course. And then I also wanted to talk about. I know they. Oh, whoops.
Let me say this before you move on. So, according to reports, I'm seeing that the Giants and the Kansas City Chiefs are one of the top two suitors for Kenneth Walker. I think if the Chiefs get him, obviously it's scary for them. I think him going to the Giants, I think that's a kind of a Jim Harbaugh, how he wants to run the football. They'll still have Stout come back. They'll have two great backs. You know, I think it'll help.
And he's on his rookie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going to want to start, though. He's going to want to be RB1, no?
He don't start on the Giants because he still has to work back.
I'm saying Scat's going to want to start. I mean, I know he's come back from injury, but I guess it's not realistic.
They split carries just like what's his name did.
He don't make no decisions.
Yeah. Because I mean, like Kenneth Walker. I mean, obviously he was able to do what he did. Honestly, I believe in the playoffs because he was splitting carries all season. You know, a lot of these running backs that are carrying a lot of the load, they're the main running back. You know,
quite frankly,
that would be dangerous.
This might sound a little crazy, but I think the reason why they weren't too inclined to franchise tag him was I think they were starting to lean more towards Zach Charbonnet anyway before he got hurt.
I don't know.
I think we all kind of saw that shift, and I think they kind of like the way. I think they were leaning towards him towards the middle of the season before he got hurt. Quite frankly,
could be right. I don't know, man. I'm thinking as well, like he might do better at Kansas City if it's between the two. Because
obviously, 100%.
Well, I'm saying too, because like Jackson Dart's also a runner, man. Like you don't need Scat, Kenneth, and Dart. I mean, you could, but I don't know. It would be a weird dynamic. I feel like, but with Mahomes, he don't run. He'll just, here you go, keep getting it. You know, with Hunt back it up, it would be better in my opinion if he goes there, but it would suck for everybody else because then the dynasty gonna try to come back or whatever. Which no one
right.
They're kind of like the Cowboys to me now. It's like, stop.
Well, I'm surprised there isn't any updates on Tyreek Hill, but I guess he's he's injured right now, so nobody's jumping out their shoes to get him.
He'll be later.
I mean,
maybe like
what if he went to Dallas?
I don't think Dallas. I kind of like the idea of him maybe waiting towards the beginning of like training camp around that time when teams sort of even know like when guys are getting drafted, when guys get hurt early on, you know, what certain happens just with like depth things. But I mean, we all saw how bad his injury was. So I think teams know what he is. It just is a matter of fact of what version are they going to get of him. He's still a playmaker, whether he's fully healthy or not, but it's just kind of a risk, and depending on the price tag that he comes with, it might not be worth it for a lot of teams.
No, true. True. I feel like he can have a Antonio Brown effect too. To be honest, you know, where he leaves a big. Well, what I mean by that is like he can leave a big influence in the locker room, man. And sometimes stuff like that,
I see that.
Stuff like that can either be a game changer or a game breaker. Honestly, like when it comes to certain teams, like you know, so the catalyst can be positive or negative, and he can absolutely 1,000% be a positive, but if he gets to a point where he's negative, the whole thing breaks. So that's all I meant by that. But.
Yeah. No, I could see it. And I'm like the whole thing with, I don't know if you guys remember what happened with him, like when he, like beginning of the season where he was reckless driving or something like that. I mean, I don't think like, you know, you're driving a fast car.
Before the game?
Yeah, pulled him out of the car, arrested him and stuff like that. I don't know what the story is with that. I mean, you're driving a fast car. I mean, I would drive a fast car fast, to be honest with you. But I don't know the whole story with that. You know, being in the headlines is never a great thing for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Whether the story is you're in the fault or not, you know.
I think there's, to your point, Chase, there's so many distractions. I think every team is looking to kind of limit distractions as much as possible outside of football, especially negative distractions. So that's going to be, obviously, he's going to bring certain attention to him, which, you know, they might almost treat him not in a sense of like a Cam Newton to where, like, you're not only getting the player, but you're also getting all the attention of the media, too. So it's he might get the, you know, the Cam Newton, Tim Tebow media effect. It just depends on kind of how teams want to treat him and really how fast and how good he looks back from his injury. Because if he comes back faster than people think and looks like Tyreek Hill, I think a lot of teams will say, all right, we'll just kind of throw that out the window. Let's just sign him.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that I was expecting that to happen like sooner rather than later, but I guess it does make sense that he's still kind of like he's still injured and rehabbing and stuff, so they're not really in a hurry to get him. But I guess he'll when he recovers. But also Breece Hall, he got tagged.
He got franchise tag too.
Pickens too.
That's sharp. Yeah, that's sharp for the boys.
So
Cowgirls.
there's still the ones that are left right now. Big names is obviously Danny Jones,
the Cowgirls.
the Cowgirls. Yeah. Well, who? Okay, there's no. We got.
Also, speaking of blue, Daniel Jones was transition tagged. So the Colts applied the transition tag to him too. So he wasn't franchise tag, but he was transition tag. I don't know exactly what that means in depth, but they probably still own the rights to his deal to some extent. So he will definitely be the Colts next year. I would assume that's what that means in a certain sense. I hope the Colts next year for sure.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay. All right. Well, then I was gonna say who would play, who's expected to play quarterback for the Colts. So probably would most likely be Danny Jones, and then they got Alec Pierce still hasn't get franchise tag. You think he'll get traded?
He's a dog. I think with them trading away, Adlai Mitchell. I think with them trading away Adlai Mitchell in the beginning of the season, I think they kind of put an emphasis on him. I know they have Josh Down, but you kind of can't ignore a guy, having such a great first year with a quarterback who just got there, who you expect to kind of be there for the future. So I'm expecting that if they, apply this transition tag to Daniel Jones, they're gonna try and pay Alec Pierce because he honestly deserves the money, and they probably don't have to go out the window too bad for him since he's only got 1 year, 1,000-yard receiver. I think a lot of teams could use a big receiver like that who's fast and gets down the field, especially with a guy like T-Mac who is probably about 2 inches taller than him, but they kind of play the same way, kind of big, physical, downfield threat. You saw he won the Rookie of the Year this year, so I think it's a pivotal role for a team to have a guy like that, and I think they really need to re-sign him, especially seeing how good him and Daniel Jones were this year.
Yeah, and there you go. I mean, I like everything you just said, man. I agree with all of it because, I mean, they got to have the weapons.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. But I wanted to transition also. There's another one. There's a good amount of people really on this list, like, Travis Etienne Jr. Yeah, and then Trey Hendrickson with the Bengals. So I think what happens is what I was hearing a lot of ESPN analysts have been talking about Caleb Downs from Ohio State, and I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, on who has the second pick, but there was talks that
the Jets have the second pick.
Jets have the second pick. The Bengals have what do they have? They have the 10th pick. They have the 10th pick. So, I mean, I don't know if he'll fall that deep, but we'll see. I've heard a lot of people talking highly of him, but we'll which I could see they were saying some people talking about him going to Cincinnati. They get rid of Trey Hendrickson and get another D lineman, but then they pick up Caleb Downs. That would be. I mean, he's a beast. I've obviously seen him playing at Ohio State, and they were talking about him at Alabama, where they were saying older guys, upperclassmen, when he was a freshman at Alabama, saying he was going to be a gold jacket, like Hall of Famer already as a freshman. That was like legends at Alabama, upperclassmen and stuff, which is crazy. But, I mean, he's obviously a dog. But I wanted to kind of talk about our combine, our results for the guys that we talked about a little bit last week. I know Adam and Danny D are not here. We don't got to talk about Danny D's picks because obviously he was a beast. But I wanted to talk about Adam. So what I noticed is I always forget that the top prospects don't do a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like Jordan Tyson over here, he didn't do shit except the bench press.
David Bailey?
No, Jordan Tyson from
Jordan Tyson?
Yeah, bro. But
we'll get to that later. No, but it's funny because think about it, dude. If they're trying to, so like David Bailey, he didn't do the bench press, the D lineman, because I was doing a little bit of research, and he was recruited as having a lot of strength, being strong. he doesn't have there. The question is if he can play all 3 downs. That was the whole debate on like weakness wise, but he focused on his, athletic testing. So like showing his speed and agility and stuff. So he did the 40-yard dash, 4.5 40-yard dash.
That's the thing
35.
nowadays. He's an edge rusher. Yep. So that
Yeah,
matters.
and so he
Even
did all
athleticism.
like the vertical and broad jumps, but he didn't do any of the strength exercise because he's already proven that he's a strong guy. He'll do it on his pro day, I'm sure. That's what a lot of them were saying that they're
Well, the
going to do.
Panthers, when the Panthers, I know you remember this, Chase. So remember how many questions the Panthers had when they drafted Brian Burns out of Florida State with his, size and stature. I mean, we drafted him
Yeah.
straight just because he was a pass rusher, top 10 pick. I mean, so I think they kind of proved it last year. Where 4 or 5 years ago, where once you get to the NFL and you're an outside linebacker, you are now truly a pass rusher. So now it's about speed, quickness, and athleticism. So you can kind of skew away from those sort of, different things like that.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. And then it kind of shows that that transition, like, and back to what we said at the beginning of one of the first episodes that we said, like, the whole rumor of the best college football team playing the worst NFL team. It's like there's a transition where these D-line or these outside linebackers are turning into edge rushers, and they're, bending the edge, getting around tackles, and stripping the ball from the quarterback, and disrupting the quarterback. And I was bummed out that freaking Justin Joly from NC State didn't participate in the combine, so he didn't even put any numbers up. He's choosing to do all of them on his pro day, so I'm like, whatever.
Which, I mean, let me ask you this, Chase.
Yeah.
Coming out of college, would you? I'm sure since you're obviously a dog, I'm sure you would have did both. But what would you have put more of an emphasis? Because we see Fernando Mendoza didn't do much at the combine, but throwing his pro day and doing things like that. In your mind, what do you think? I know nowadays, I think it's more, precedence on the pro day with knowing your guys, having your own script, being able to do this, kind of showing what you want. What do you think you would put more of an emphasis on?
Well, so I mean, me personally, I would want to put it on the athletic testing because, like, I mean, my position, I would have already shown that I'm a strong guy. I mean, I'm sure I would have had some type of videos of me at my college lifting a lot of weights that go, on my social media and stuff that they can see. I know a lot of guys do that too as well. But really, I think my thing is this is the other perspective I had was like, so Kenyon Sadiq over at Oregon.
Yeah.
Fastest tight end time since 2003. Apparently, that's what I was looking at.
Moving.
4.39, bro, as this big freaking tight end, and 26 reps on bench which is, it's not terrible, but it is still like, 26 reps of 225. That's still strong. 43.5 vertical and 11.1 broad jump. Like, this dude is an athlete. So, like, my thing as Justin Joly, like, being at NC State, like, this guy is from Oregon. His name is up there. Like, that's why I brought him up, but I didn't really talk much about him because he's talked about a lot already on ESPN. That's what these combines is for, people like Justin Joly that probably haven't got a lot of NFL scouts watching him specifically go put up numbers at the combine. Then they're like, okay, whoa, who the hell is this guy? Let's look at his highlights, and then that helps with the draft stock. And I think
they go to the pro day after the combine too. So
they go to the pro day after the combine, and then he balls out there too. And it's like, okay, damn, so this guy can do it. He's consistent. This is not just a fluke, And I don't know. What do I know, right? I never freaking even done a combine. I mean, I've done combine, like similar stuff like that for colleges and stuff, but not like an NFL combine, obviously. But I look at what is it, Jadarian Price, Notre Dame running back. He's back up to Love, and obviously he did numbers. He's a top prospect that did numbers, but his backup did numbers too. 21 reps on bench, 4.49, 35 vertical and a 10-14 broad jump. Like that dude freaking I'm excited to watch him play because he was backup too, so he's got a little hunger, to come out. But that's where I'm standing with like these guys not running the 40-yard dash and like showing their athletic ability. That like Kenyon Sadiq, I know he wanted to do numbers. It would have made more sense for him to not participate versus Justin Joly, honestly, in my opinion.
Right.
Because Justin Joly, but I mean, NC State was good, but it's like, bro, when did you guys play on national television? Like Oregon made it to the playoffs, and they put like that dude played great, and he obviously put up numbers. So I don't know, it's interesting, but if that kind of answers your question, I kind of talked all over the place about that. What Alan, I didn't even see what Jake Goody or Gode, is it Jake Goody? What's his name? Golday, and then Jordan Tyson.
Yeah.
So Jordan, you said he didn't compete.
No.
He didn't have.
He said
but
I'm
then
chilling. He said I'm chilling. I mean, he did do the bench press though. Bench press.
Okay.
He put up this actually same numbers you said, 26. Yeah, he put up 26.
Damn. Okay.
Funny enough, I was like,
as a wide receiver, that's pretty good.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty strong for a wide receiver.
He was like really close to almost being 27 as well. So
okay.
Yeah. So that's one thing. But like, especially too, like I know there was a lot of practice and stuff involved, and I think he's a really good look. I mean, from what I was looking at, I know teams looking in that position. He could go first round. I think I mentioned that too, like first round, mid, maybe late, but apparently there was still some good looks from what I looked at. But yeah, he didn't really participate in much. But we'll see how that goes. Jake Goldie though, that man was going crazy apparently. His 40-yard dash was 4.62 seconds. 10-yard split was 1.6 seconds. Vertical jump 39. Short shuttle 4.34 seconds. He didn't do the bench either though. So maybe who was the left back that didn't do that you just mentioned?
David Bailey.
Yeah. So maybe like the left backs maybe didn't do the bench. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the full on reason on why he didn't do it, but he didn't participate in that. But I mean, this dude's a tank, like I mentioned in the last episode. Like 6'4", 239. Freaking the hand size is 9.5. Like, dude's a tank, bro. Dude's a tank. So yeah, I think he got up a little bit. I mean, he's probably gonna be same spot that I kind of talked about in the first episode of like where he's expected to go, but he might have raised a little bit. If someone really needs a left back, depending on the team, he could go earlier than expected. So not too bad, not crazy things to go in depth about, but like I think they got some eyeballs on him and they're on the radar for sure, even though they're not like massive names. But
do you think he could play a middle linebacker?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah,
I mean, he's an athlete.
He's probably gonna be okay. You think he's gonna be inside guy or outside guy? Primarily, next level.
I mean, I feel like he could play either or. Inside, most likely. I mean, I don't know though. To be honest, it could be either or.
Yeah,
toss up.
I think really with this draft too is like the edge rushers are so like there's so many like so competitive. Like the outside linebackers and the DNs are like so good at what they do that I could see that happening where he gets picked up higher, but like moved. I mean, not higher, but like a little bit. I mean, I could see him going in the first round, but I don't know if he drops to like probably
the more
second
you can
or third.
do, the more you can do, the more teams are gonna draft you for. So if you can do a little more things, and you can move around, put him in different places, it makes it harder for teams to kind of know where he's at too. So plus, it just takes a D coordinator to fall in love with him and have some ideas with him and just use him like a Micah Parsons and move him around and do whatever. It'd be interesting to see how they play him.
It would be a late first round, I think. Probably early second. If I were to guess, but I think from the combine, from his results, I think he may have moved up a little bit. But I think like when I talked about it before, projected, I think it was like second round, I believe.
Yeah, second.
But I could see like Nigel's saying, if he's more versatile, he's able to do a lot more, got a lot more looks. I could see him going earlier just for that simple fact of being able to be so versatile and adapt to the situation and what the teams are looking for sure.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I'm excited. What is it? The draft is it April 23rd or 24th?
24.
24th.
Either.
I'm ready to tune in, but obviously we got some big sporting events before that that are coming up. We got the Baseball World Classic, March 5th all the way through the 17th.
Yes, sir.
We got
Go
Brazil first. Yeah, USA, baby, let's go. I know that for the first couple of games, let's see here. What we got, who we playing? We got Brazil, and then you guys know who we have next?
Let me check real quick. So I know, really, I hope Aaron Judge just leads Team USA to a.
Well, this is huge that we
Well,
got Aaron Judge playing this year,
Yeah.
and then
He's gotta do
the
something.
team, dude. The team is
I think he's ready.
stacked.
I think he's ready.
People are
There are
talking
honestly
about-
a lot of good teams. Like, have you seen the Dominican Republic team and Puerto Rico's team?
Tough.
They're unbelievable.
Tough, man.
They're
But
unbelievable.
that's the majority of the MLB is like that, man. It's like,
But
DS
our,
is not really good
I
too.
really feel like, I mean, think about our team. We got what's
got
that
stacked too. We got
pitcher?
stacked.
Steve, Paul. What's his name? I can't even
Paul
think of his Scheme.
yeah,
Paul
schemes,
Scheme.
Yeah.
And then obviously Aaron Judge, but freaking the team is I was listening
Not bad.
earlier to the Pat
Not
McAfee
bad.
show, and our team's stacked, dude. And I
Yeah,
think
no,
like everybody's fired up too
team's
from
very
like the
good.
hockey winning in
Yeah.
the
and that
Olympics
tennis
and
player
everything.
you picked.
A tennis player I picked. Let's go USA.
That was crazy, Chase.
Dude.
That was
that was
insane
lit.
that you did that, bro. And dude, in my head, because remember I told you too. I was like, yo, I'm gonna tell it. And I literally forgot, bro. I went to go talk. I did something, and I didn't remember until I was like sweating out the last play. I was like, oh shoot, I was supposed to hedge this with Chase. And I was like,
Yes,
nah, it's probably
sir.
too late. And I could have honestly still made profit, but I just didn't pull the trigger. But I was like, yo, this
Chase,
dude really
do you
won.
want the roster for Team USA?
Yeah, what's the roster?
Well, I can just
Bobby
give you
Witt
some
with a
of
stick.
the
No, I'm just kidding.
some of the noble names. So just off the pitchers, Clayton Kershaw's going to be there. I think that this is definitely his last World Baseball Classic. Mason Miller, Paul Skeens, like we said, Garrett Whitlock, Ryan Yarbrough from the Yankees, Nolan McLean, Clay Holmes, and then catchers Cal Raleigh. I think his bat's going to be huge. Infielders Alex Bregman, Paul Goldschmidt, Bryce Harper, Bobby Witt Jr. That's going to be big. Gunnar Henderson. Outfielders Roman Anthony, Peter Armstrong, Aaron Judge, DH Kyle Schwarber. I think Kyle Schwarber, honestly, I think is going to be a make or break player for us, just because I know if he gets hot, everybody's going to get hot, and it's just going to be a trickle down effect, just like it always is with him, and then it's just going to be a whole thing. So if the boys can get going, like, we got some really good pitchers, and our bats are going to be up and jumping. So I think if we can just hold teams under
What's up, baby?
4 or 5 runs a game, I think we'll be
USA.
fine, honestly. I think we'll be fine.
USA, baby. That's what I love to hear. I'm ready to watch. Maybe I'm honestly gonna throw some money down for them to win the World Classic. Or probably who they probably play? You think like Japan?
Japan, the Dominican Republic.
You think that would be like that would be a good little pick? We go Japan, USA for the finals. It was 7 games. If you win it all,
something like that. Yeah,
it's not
it's gonna be. Well, there's 4 pools, so the winner of each pool. So probably about 7 or 8 games. Yeah, around there, I would say.
Can't wait for the season, man.
Y'all need to tune in for the Discord, especially with MLB coming around the corner. I'll throw in some bets for with the draft, obviously, but then before the really get diving into the MLB, we got the NCAA men's and women's basketball tournament, March Madness. We got some conference championships playing. The ACC starts Tuesday, March 10th. The Big Ten tournament starts March 10th as well. And then the SEC starts Wednesday, March 11th. And then March Madness starts March 17th, which is the last day of the Baseball World Classic. So hopefully USA is beating Japan that day, and then we're getting started with our bets. So we'll do brackets. We'll do players to look out for. We'll do teams to look out for, underdogs, obviously teams that will probably win it all. Things like that. We'll wait until next week. Really want Adam to jump on because he knows his stuff about college basketball, college sports in general. This dude is a college guy.
That dude's a dog too, man. He got some plays.
He's a dog, dude. Hey,
he got some plays. He cashes out a couple times.
He's a Mount Pleasant Hall of Famer for a reason.
Yeah,
dude,
give those away.
He's a dog.
Give those away.
And then we'll talk more about that next week when we tune in. But shout out Dubby, obviously Altura, bet leveling Dubby, get your gear. The discount code Chase the Game. No spaces. Apparently you can't really put spaces in a discount code, but I just want you guys to know that there is no spaces in Chase the Game. All caps. What we got, Nigel? I see you.
I was just going to say, just to go over my two picks from last week with Luke Altmaier.
Oh my gosh, Nigel! I'm so sorry, brother.
No, you're good. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here.
Let's go.
Just to jump in real quick, I will say, he did more things than I expected. But obviously, as a guy who's not highly touted in terms of being an NFL draft prospect, Luke Altmaier. Both of them really. So his total prospect grade was 5.68, which technically means he's a candidate for the bottom of a roster or a practice squad, but we all know that stuff doesn't really mean anything. 40-yard dash, he ran a 4.27, 10-yard split. That stuff doesn't matter either. But he jumped a 32-inch vertical. Broad jump was 9 feet 6 inches. So I think he did show teams that he is a pretty good athlete. Official height and weight was 6'2", 210. So not a small guy by any means. Just once again, like I kind of mentioned earlier, this isn't a draft where the position from 1 and 2 is pretty far, but from 2 and everybody else is pretty far as well. But from that 3 and 6 range, it's not that too far off. So it's kind of just who you like better. So I could definitely see him being taken, not too late, but not too early either, in a sense, just because of the talent reason there. But just to pool quarterbacks alone, he's going to have to go higher just based on his competition. And Jalen Daniels, a little bit better athlete score, which, actually not even a little bit better athlete score. His 40 time was just a little bit faster. He ran a 4.6. But we kind of knew that he was a fast guy kind of coming out of college. Kind of in the same projection as Luke with his, 5.66. So candidate for bottom of the roster or practice squad. Official height and weight, 6'1", 219. Bigger hands than Luke, but, that doesn't mean anything except for Kenny Pickett, obviously, who has to wear gloves. So besides that, I think he kind of has the same kind of role as Luke Altmaier, just if a team, wants to take a chance on him. I know he might not be the best thrower of the football in terms of the guys in the draft around him, but athleticism-wise and still throwing the football, he's still up there with the best of them. So I think he'll get a shot on some team somewhere to make some plays. Excited to really see these guys in the preseason just to kind of see if I was right and kind of predicting how, they may not be talked about too much, but they are solid ball players just because they have played so much football. So the preseason is huge just because you're primarily going up against guys who are young just like you, and they're not getting thrown too many things. So it's almost like playing an elevated level of college football in the sense, just in terms of the guys around you and the play calling. Excited to see how that goes for them. And, hopefully these dudes can make a roster and make some money.
I would love to see these guys ball out. The Hall of Fame game for the preseason starts August 6th. Apparently there's rumors that Panthers might play in the Hall of Fame game. That would be super clutch. Really but nice. I'm excited to see where these guys go. Really, I know you said they're probably not going to go the first round, But like at the end of the day, that's what I wanted to cover. These guys that are not as talked about as much. I mean, I know the few guys I talked about, they have been talked about, except Justin Joly. The dude didn't participate in the 40-yard dash, but it is what it is. But I can't believe I skipped over you, Nigel. But Lehigh Legend came through in the end, drove down, scored touchdown, went up, game winner, baby. Let's go. We freaking right at the end, came in. Get your W, obviously. Chase the game, all caps. I'll throw the link in.
No spaces.
Discord, you got to check no spaces. Oh, man. It's a great time to be alive with sports. Sports are awesome. Sports are great, man. I love betting on them. I love playing them. I love watching them. You name it, dude. Sports are great. Sports are amazing. What'd you say?
That's the life.
The life, man. One day I hear Pat McAfee talks about how he's like, so thankful that he gets paid every day to talk about sports. I'm like, to do it right now. Eventually, one day we'll all be getting paid. Hopefully, that's the goal, and then we can just do this for fun while we're getting paid instead of just doing it for fun, anyways. But
yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So I salute y'all.
Sure.
Appreciate everything y'all do. We'll come back next week with some great NCAA action with Adam and then Danny D with the updates. Shout out Dubby, Discord, Bet Leveling, and then we'll take it. All right, let's go.
Let's go.
Have a great week.
Chase the money, chase the money.